Hey, nice to have you back here in this new video in my brand new YouTube studio. Today let's talk about some great new update, some great new features on the Trisio Lite 2 camera with update on the firmware and also with the release of PC or Mac. Now this camera has a brand new desktop workflow. My name is Jungo. My YouTube channel is dedicated to 360 photography, video, accessories, and some cutting technology. Now let's dive right in. Okay, now I have already opened up this Trisio Lite 2 camera, and let's open up this Trisio 360 camera app. Let's see what we can find out on this latest firmware upgrade. There's a function update on the version 3.2.2.0. You can optimize the shooting effects of some scenarios and also fix some annoying bugs. So hit update, and now the firmware is transferring to the camera via this Wi-Fi connection. It should reboot to upgrade firmware. As you can notice that the transfer has been successful, and please restart the camera manually, so it's not that intuitive. You have to manually turn it off and turn it back on. Anyway, let's check it out. As you have noticed that the camera has already been manually restarted, I think the Trisio Lite 2 should really improve the experience when upgrade the new firmware because it's not that intuitive. But so far so good. We have already connected with the camera and acquired the data because this is my brand new phone. This is my Xiaomi 12 Pro. It's the first time I'm running the Trisio Lite 2 cameras app on its platform. So far so good. And now I can see the live preview. So next, I'm gonna test out to take a sample shot in my brand new YouTube studio. Although it's not that clean and tidy, but the light is quite complex. We should test out whether it works great. And how about the color effects? So in this case, I will take another shot because I was in the stitching line, so the light effects is not great. Let's take a second shot. Okay, you might notice the live preview on my screen capture. Yes, a second shot. And the third one. Yes, the final shot. Yes, you can see the horizon line is not perfect straight. And the dynamic range is awesome. Another new feature of this firmware upgrade is actually the brand new opening and closing sound effects. So now let's test it out. If you turn it on, you can hear this brand new opening sound. Do you see that? It's really loud, and if you turn it back off, it's quite different and it's very unique. When you want to connect the Trisio Lite 2 camera into your phone, the better use a USB-A to Type-C cable. Well, it's inside package. It comes with a USB-A to C cable. But on a MacBook Pro, with the latest edition of MacBook Pro, there are all kinds of Type-C port. So when you want to connect to Type-C port, remember not to just connect with the C to C cable. You just want to use a USB-C to USB-A, the OTG converter, and later connect with another A to C cable, and later you can copy and paste the files in the internal memory. When you copy and paste all the files from the camera, you end up with a series of JPEG files. But these are not ordinary JPEG files. You have to unpack all this data with the desktop application designed by the Trisio. Okay, this is a screen capture of my MacBook Pro. Here you can see you end up with two individual JPEG files. On each one of the file, you end up with around 23 megabytes. You end up with a desktop application, and you can extract the pictures or you can stitch the pictures inside the app. It does not support drag and drop. You batch process, batch select all of the files, and hit on open. And it's now the software is extracting all the files. You can also preview the pictures. Well, it's an uncategorized pictures with the home folder and this one. And hit stitch pictures. You can also stitch the JPEG files inside your folder. Here you can see this one. Stitch the photographs, and in the pieces it's being stitched. And remember, there are also some folders. You can select some specific folders to save this extracted single fisheye images or this 8K stitched JPEG file. Once it's been stitched, let's check it out. Luckily enough, you happen to be a PTGui Pro user, you can also add all these files into the PTGui Pro software and manually stitch or even batch stitch with the software. And here you can see I have after some trials and errors, what I found that this Trisio Lite 2 camera works pretty the same as a 12mm circular fisheye, the lens. So I've used all the settings, and you can see what the result, live preview. It's pretty awesome. The stitching is even better compared with in-camera stitch. But unluckily, it doesn't have the horizon leveling. But in PTGui software, we can actually adjust the horizon line, you know. So it's really more flexible. So this is the power of the desktop workflow and unlock more possibilities that finally enable the Trisio Lite 2 camera to be even more powerful in the different shooting scenarios. And with the help of the desktop workflow software like the PTGui Pro, yes, I think it definitely helps a lot in producing a much more professional content right from the Trisio Lite 2 cameras. I think this is definitely a great update from the Trisio team to unleash their desktop workflow. And also I want to have the horizon leveling in the in-camera stitching algorithm, that even though we can put Trisio Lite 2 camera in the slant orientation, you can also generate a great usable 8K photo directly from the app or even from the desktop. Okay, that is a basic recap on the latest updates, some new features on the Trisio Lite 2 camera in this video. So to wrap up, in this video we have covered a new firmware upgrade for this camera and also a brand new desktop software, the Trisio Factory, that you can extract the unstitched fisheye images from this secret JPEG format. And you can also, on the desktop, you can manually stitch the JPEG file into 8K photo. And also, if you can extract all these single fisheye images, you can utilize some professional softwares like the PTGui Pro and thus generate a much more professional content for your customers. And in the future, I do want to have this horizon leveling feature in the Trisio Lite 2 camera. In the coming near future, I think that the Trisio camera just consider to bring back the raw DNG format support for this camera and make it even better, even better in the future. So that is all about this video. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to thumb up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Talk to you soon, stay safe, bye.